Live to Nkandla now. Siphamandla, over to you.
Absolutely, yes, that is the case. We've got Mr. Edward Zuma here. Mr. Edward Zuma, can we please have your reaction as the family? The Constitutional Court says your father must be jailed for 15 months. What is your comment? What is your reaction?
Greetings to the viewers. It's simple. We still sit down with President Zuma and hear what the way forward therefore becomes. So until such time, I think it will be appropriate that we be afforded that particular space, considering the fact that this thing only occurred today, and we commute from various areas. So until we consult with President Zuma, we shall have no comment then.
Where is he? How is he doing? Have you spoken to him?
President Zuma is in South Africa. I think that's enough, very much enough. He is in South Africa.
Is he coming back home anytime soon?
He's in South Africa. It's his home. Obviously, he will have to come at some point.
How's he doing, Mr. Zuma? You've spoken to your father. How was the spirits?
President Zuma has always been okay, and he's still okay.
Does this mean we saw your sister's tweet to Duzile saying, well, he has decided to take the easier option of coming to Nkandla, hand himself over? Is that the official position of the family, that he has to do it? He has got no choice anyway. The Constitutional Court is the highest court in the land.
I've just mentioned to you that we will make our reaction known to the public and the world once we've consulted. So that particular comment, it's something you're feeding me. I'm still insisting to you, we will comment at the right moment. We are prepared to comment. However, we're saying let us be afforded that particular, gesture and respect.
But personally, how do you feel personally as Edward Zuma?
Well, as Edward Zuma, I think my position has been known, and I still maintain my position that, whatever decisions are taken by law enforcement agencies of this country, well, they'll have to kill me first before such thing is implemented.
By kill you first, Mr. Zuma, you mean before your father can be dragged from his home to
Exactly.
So you are saying come these 5 days when they expire, or 3 days, if he decides not to hand himself over, he will not be arrested. Is that what you are saying?
Once again, I'm saying whatever decisions law enforcement agencies decide upon, if that drastic decision happens to be taken, then they will have to pass by me, meaning I'll lay down my life for President Zuma. They are not going to take him to prison when I'm still alive. They will have to kill me first. I insist on that.
But some will say that statement, Mr. Zuma, is basically reckless, considering how sensitive this issue is. How would you respond to those who are saying you are stirring tensions here?
Well, look, as to how any other person interprets it, it's unfortunate, They would be the last people to say these are reckless statements when they themselves, those people that are plotting against President Zuma have been reckless for the past 15 years. So why would they say I'm being reckless when I'm saying I'm going to lay down my life for my father? That's not being reckless. It's a fact. It's something that I'm going to do. That's something that I've long been prepared to do.
It means you will be preventing his arrest.
If that is what it means, so be it.
Mr. Zuma, your father enjoys a lot of support. Already here, members of the MKMBA now, since February, they've been camped outside your father's home to protect him. I'm sure you've been getting a lot of messages from people across KwaZulu-Natal, across South Africa. Speak to us about the support. Usually a lot of people come out here to show the support for your father. Is that what we can expect over the next coming days?
No, definitely. And in fact, you must expect worse than what you've always been witnessing, in the past months, in the past years. So definitely we appreciate the support, and we encourage people to come out in their numbers to come and support President Zuma.
What about COVID-19 restrictions, sir?
What do you mean, what about COVID-19 restrictions? We are in a situation of war here. We can't be considering COVID-19 situations. If it means we die, we die, and we are prepared to die.
Have you had any word? Have you had any word from the leaders of the ANC, maybe calling you, calling your father? Anything from the African National Congress?
Well, I do not know, but I'm not speaking on behalf of the ANC. The ANC guys are just behind me, so it would be appropriate that you address them as my leadership in this branch. I'm speaking as Edward Zuma, not as any ANC member.
Do you think that this judgment by the Concord had any political interference or meddling?
Once again, I'm going to repeat myself for the third time. Once the judgment has been read, we'll analyze and take a decision to comment on it. It's as simple as straight.
When are your father's supporters coming to Nkandla? Do you know when exactly?
This is something that is not being planned. So any person who wants to come is welcome to come anytime. Nobody has planned that on a particular day supporters of President Zuma will come. You know, they are welcome to come anytime, any day.
Do you feel angry? Do you feel betrayed? Do you feel let down by the fact that your father will go to jail and will serve time?
Well, I wouldn't say I feel angry, nor would I say I feel betrayed, but once again, clearly I will not see him go to jail because I would have been dead by then. You know, I once again say this thing. Nobody's going to take Zuma to jail before I die. So it's unfortunate. If ever that happens, I'm not going to be able to see him because I'll be dead by then.
It will happen when you are still alive, Mr. Zuma.
We're looking forward to it.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. Well, that is Edward Zuma. He is former President Jacob Zuma's son, speaking to us here outside eNCA. Well, he's basically adamant that they will do all they can to protect the former president. We did put it to him that some people might consider his statements reckless, but he says, listen, it's up to you what you make of it, how you interpret it, but he tells us that former President Jacob Zuma's supporters will be strategizing, coming together to support the former president who is running out of time. Of course, the judgment was delivered today. He still has those 5 days. If he decides not to hand himself over, the police will have to take over the process. He will be given 3 days. The police will have to implement the decision of the Constitutional Court.
All right, Siphamandla, I want us to just reflect on that, right? Let's recap on what Edward Zuma said. They will have to kill me first before that decision is implemented. I will lay down my life for Zuma. They must kill me first. You asked, I think one of you asked about COVID-19, and he says we can't consider COVID-19 situation because this is a situation of war. There seems to be contradictions here. Earlier we saw the daughter, Duduzile, tweeting that my father is in high spirits. She will, in fact, hand himself over to the police. And now you're hearing from Edward Zuma, who's saying, from what I'm getting from this, Siphamandla, is they don't agree with that, right? He seems to be defending the former president and taking the approach that says he shouldn't be jailed.
Absolutely. Personally, I asked him that question to say your sister has tweeted that your father will be coming back home because according to that tweet by Duduzile, it simply says that the former president has opted to come back to Nkandla. Remember, according to the Constitutional Court judgment, there were 2 options here. Report to the nearest police station in Johannesburg or go to Nkandla, the nearest police station there. Duduzile is adamant that the former president will be coming to Nkandla. This is his home. This is where he was born. This is where he grew up before he left for exile and for jail. So Duduzile is adamant that the former president is coming back home, will report to Nkandla. Then after that, it will be up to the provincial authorities or correctional services authorities to decide which correctional facility the former president will go to. There are many correctional facilities in and around here, the northern part of KwaZulu-Natal, but we also know that he could be sent to Westville prison in Durban or Kalagabusha in Mpangeni, which, by the way, is for juveniles, but we have seen people being sent to Kalakabusha, including his former financial advisor, Shapir Sheikh. So it seems as if there is no formal official family position in this regard, but what we can draw from Edward Zuma's comment is that he will vehemently oppose whatever suggestion that is proposed in terms of his father going to hand himself over. He says, well, he will definitely not be allowing that. That is the sentiment within and between Zuma's supporters. You know, there are those who are saying, let's just accompany him to the nearest police station. There are those who are saying, hang on, he is not going there. So we'll have to wait and see here what the family finally decides. But on top of it all, it's not as if the former president has got some option or choice here. The Constitutional Court has ruled, and that will have to be implemented.
Absolutely. It's going to be an interesting 5 days. And if he fails to present himself before the police station, it's going to be an interesting 8 days. Let's take a break. When we come back, the lead continues at the